Happy Memorial Day. Hi, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Science and Public Policy at Walden University. And in this segment, I'm going to be going over a substance that was used, a chemical substance that was used during the Vietnam War, and that is known as Agent Orange. And Even chemical warfare in today's wars um, there's usage of certain chemicals that may be also Agent Orange, but there's no proof of that. So the two distinct types of properties of Agent Orange is the chemical structure, which has a benzene ring, and along with the benzene ring, it has an acetic acid. So then also deployment mapping, how and when it was used in the Vietnam War. I'm going to be explaining that in a little bit. So the composition of Agent Orange, it's not, um, from popular belief, we think that Agent Orange is one chemical, but Agent Orange is not a standalone chemical. It happens to be a 50-50 tactical mixture of two separate synthetic herbicides designed to mimic plant growth hormones, causing rapid, uncontrollable defoliation that effectively kills the vegetation. So this is something that is interesting and important to note, that this is more than one substance within the chemical. So what's the chemical structure? I was kind of explaining this. It's a benzene ring and an acetic acid extension. The herbicides themselves break down relatively quickly in the environment. However, the manufacturing process of 2,4,5-T accidentally generated a highly toxic byproduct. And so this accidental discovery was being used for 10 years in Vietnam. This was common. So the tetrachlorobenzodioxin was known as dioxin, and it's extremely stable. It was a stable compound that does not degrade easily, binds to soil and organic matter, entering the food chain and causing severe long-term health issues and birth defects among humans. So what is the geographic deployment? This was used during something called Operation Ranch Hand for 10 years, and the U.S. military sprayed an estimated 11 to 12 million gallons of Agent Orange over southern Vietnam to strip away forest cover used by enemy forces and to destroy crops. As you know, a lot of the Vietnam War was a guerrilla warfare, so people would be hiding out in the trees during the war, so that this was continuing. And so if they clear the underbrush, then they're not able to hide. But this is a very toxic and inhumane way to use Agent Orange on people, and I'm going to show you why. So that as spraying was heavily concentrated of Agent Orange, and the demilitarized zone, the border region separating North and South Vietnam, this was used extensively. Also, the Ho Chi Minh Trail, which is very well known within the inland forests, where there was dense jungle areas around military bases and tactical zones in Saigon Zone 3. And they sprayed it on mangrove swamps, and mangroves I've seen, they grow huge, and coastal areas and river deltas network, such as the Rangin Special Zone, to prevent ambushes along vital shipping and transport waterway. So strategically, this was especially important, but at what cost? So this is over here on the right is a tank where the herbicide was being made. Um, what is interesting, I'm going to go into this later. Agent Orange was not actually orange. Agent Orange came from the tags that were used for as a color, kind of color coding. While the individual herbicides break down within days or weeks when exposed to sunlight and soil, the manufacturing process of dioxin was rushed. To meet intense military demand, chemical companies ran the chemical reactions at higher temperatures than normal. And what are the side effects of that? That's the question. So what was the mechanism of action for Agent Orange? The program got its name simply from the orange color coded, striped, painted on the 55-gallon shipping barrels, and how it worked and failed. The mixture itself was a 50-50 combination of two synthetic commercial weed killers. They worked by hyper-accelerating plant growth, causing trees to rapidly shed their leaves and die within weeks. So this is the type of mechanism of action that Agent Orange was uh, responsible for. Unfortunately, governments use this, and chemical warfare is still being used by not only by the developing countries, but also developed countries as well. And usage of this, any usage of this, or even from the past, needs to be cleaned up in order to recover from Agent Orange. I hope this video has made some sense. Thank you for listening.